Hello, my name is Robert Denton. This is the fourth video I'm making from my book, Will the Real Healer Please Stand Up? It's available at amazon.com, or if anyone living in Switzerland, because of the Swiss government restrictions, the book is available directly from the Swiss printers, First House Press. It's by contacting firsthousepress@gmail.com, and the address is there with the addresses of previous YouTube videos. The point I would like to talk about this morning is that of the emotional trap. I talk about a case history in chapter 6, page 87, where a very pretty young woman had been on the pillion seat of a motorbike, and the driver had crashed, and she went through an amazing event. That's all I can describe it as. She was catapulted above the van that the driver crashed head on into, because he pulled out without looking and straight into an oncoming van. Now she was just catapulted straight up in the air. Now she was obviously conscious of this. She went right over the van and then crashed through the windscreen of the following lorry. She didn't have any marks on her. So amazingly, she crashed through the windscreen and landed in the seat of the large seat of the following lorry. She didn't have any injuries, physical bodily injuries or internal injuries. But she had a terrible emotional trauma. Imagine that happening to you at the age of 17. Now, I'm talking about the part of my life that for 35 years that I spent as what is known as a healer. I don't like the word because I never believed that I was healing anybody. What I did come to understand was that I was helping those who came to me to heal themselves. In other words, I was doing essentially what many coaches do to help people move out of some sort of emotional blockage or emotional trauma which prevents them from achieving what they want to achieve. Now, I was, for 35 years, I was doing this, and in addition to my professional job. Now, this particular young lady was in a coma, and her parents wanted to do everything they could to bring her out of that coma. She'd been in the coma for a couple of years by the time I saw her. And I made a mistake. This is one of my mistakes during this period of my life. I made the mistake of trying to help the parents achieve what they wanted. In fact, it was the wrong thing. And so the healing, in inverted commas, didn't appear to work. I don't know if it did later on. I believe that possibly I may have made a difference to help the young woman to come out of that coma. But think about it, that she'd been through a horrendous accident, and according to her mindset, she just shut down and said, I don't want to come back. I don't want to go back to a life like that. I'll stay where I am. Well, she did come out of the coma, but she was a virtual zombie. She was a virtual living dead. She could sort of speak. Her parents could understand her, but she didn't want to do anything. She could eat and drink and do whatever she had to do for life, and that was it. Her body was functioning perfectly well, and it was as though that part of her brain was still in that coma. It didn't want to come out. And that's what I call the emotional trap. And the emotional trap is the healer trying to help. And it's exactly the same trap as life coaches, performance coaches, sports minds coaches, you name it, whatever they are. That's the trap they fall into. And it's the trap of trying to help. And trying to help is interfering. And it's a subtle thing between doing what you're being paid to do, which is to coach them. But that's the trick of coaching. That is the subtlety of coaching. That is the subtlety of the high performance of high performing coaches, is they've learned the skills of moving their client to where they want to go without the coach interfering. Interfering means telling the person what they've got to do. Yes. And that is the biggest blockage to any subconscious mind performance. And it's the blockage to the body healing itself, which of course the body's inner healer is all related to the subconscious mind and the control of every part of the body. I thoroughly recommend the Real Healer, Please Stand Up, because it opens a completely new aspect of understanding how the body heals itself and what we do to get in our body's inner healer or inner healer's way, preventing it from doing what it is designed to do. Will the Real Healer Please Stand Up available at Amazon.com or at firsthousepress@gmail.com. This is Robert Denton, signing off.